Hi guys! I thought today I could show you some of my old artworks that I did while I was in art school. And I finished last year, as you know, and we had to make a portfolio kind of with all of the techniques we used and all the good artworks we did in there. And yeah, I just went through it and decided on a few of them, and they are laying here right now. So I'll just start from the oldest to the newest, so you can kind of see my process. So the first real painting we did, so when I was 14 I think, we painted with acrylics, I believe, and we were working with contrary colors. And so the theme was animals, and yeah, the colors that are opposite each other on the color palette. And so I drew this bird, and we have red and green, and I feel like that's the first thing I painted, like the first really big painting I did in art school. And I was really proud of the eye, because I felt that it looked the best in the whole painting. But yeah, I have this for the memories and not because I like it that much. So then the other painting we did in that year was, or the other technique we learned is watercolors, or aquarelle as we call it. And we learned we learned a bit about colors and techniques, like for example with wax underneath and stuff like that. And then we had to choose a landscape that we wanted to paint, and yeah, I chose one out of a mountain calendar. And at the time it still looks okay. I was proud of how the water looks that I painted. So this is the painting, and in the picture the mountains looked really purple, and so I tried to make them purple, but yeah, it doesn't look really realistic, but I still like how the water looks here, and we can see that there is a bit of grass and not water and all of that. So our school has a exhibition each year, and this one was in there, so I guess my teacher found it relatively good as well. So then, I don't really know from which year these paintings are, but I feel like this one that I'm going to show you now is from year 3, so that would be when I was like 16. And yeah, it's just a painting or a drawing of a shoe, but my teacher said that I finally went beyond what I could do and got better, so this one is the symbol for yeah, I'm getting better. And I still really like it because yeah, it looks okay. And then this painting we did also in year 3, and it's like egg tempera, I don't know, so you mix your pigments, let me think how it's done. So you have egg, and you mix your pigments with egg and draw, I think, because the pigments are really rich, so you totally get just the pigment and not any artificial colors. And no, that's another one, sorry. So this painting we did in year 4. It was the first step into oil painting, because this is a really a small oil painting we did. So it's a still life, I feel like they're called in English, and yeah, it's just trying the medium and realizing that the color takes a lot of time to dry and that you can do a lot with it, but then you have to let it dry for like a day or longer. So this is the painting, and I didn't really like these kind of motifs because I wasn't really good at them at perspective, and so I'm relatively proud of this one because I feel like I did a good job at drawing the bucket and also the apple here in front. So I'm proud of this one. I think it's okay, and I painted the shadow with the color from the object, so yeah, I guess it's okay. Then this is last. All the ones that are falling now, except some of the naked models or act, I don't know how they're called in English, just studies. Some of them are from year 4 and some of them are from year 5. But I don't know exactly, so I just have them in the order how I got better, I think. So this one was another technique we learned. It's called linole print, I guess. So you carve your motif into these linole pieces, kind of. So you have your own, like your little carving tools, and you carve your motif into there, and then you put the color on it and then press it onto a paper, and you can make different, you can use different colors on different parts of the painting or of the print. And yeah, I have 2 examples for you. So this is one example where I used a lot of different colors, and the one I like best, I think, my teacher kept. So yeah, and I don't know if you can really see it. I have 2 doves here. Yeah, it's just 2, no, it's 3. 3 doves that fly away from the tree, and then there's a sunset. And so this is one color scheme I did, and then I have this other one, and here I did 2 prints on top of each other so that it looks even more distorted kind of than it did before. So yep. And in between prints, of course, you have to cut all the color that's left on the print off if you want to do a completely new color. And yeah, so then here the rest I feel like are a lot of sketches. And yeah, so this one we did in class, so this is one of my friends, and I was really happy about it because I was okay with the perspective, because I always hesitated to really make the things nearer to me bigger, because I always felt it looked weird. But here I did it so, like, if you compare it, her foot is bigger even than her head, but in the picture or in the drawing you don't realize that because it looks realistic, or more or less. So yeah, I was really proud of this one. And in year 5 or year 4, I'm not sure now, we did a lot of self-portraits, and everyone in my class hated it because, I don't know, because I loved it. So it was a bit weird because at the time, I was always wearing my glasses and not my contact lenses. So either I drew the glasses or I just imagined how I would look without them, because drawing glasses is just annoying. I really hated it, so I did it with a few paintings that follow, but not with all of them. I don't know if I have an example of me with glasses in here. So yeah, and we used acrylics for this, or I used acrylics. And yeah, it's like face studies and not exactly self-portraits, so I don't know if you will see me in these paintings. I don't with all of them. So this is the first one, and yeah, I just drew really big or painted really big because my teacher always said, yeah, use all the space on the page. And at the beginning I was like drawing really small, and over the years I started to use the whole page. So yeah, this is one, and yeah. And then I just did a few nose and mouth studies of myself, of course, but that's not important in these. And okay, they were in 5th year, and then I did a few other ones where I tried to just draw the shadows, or kind of, then I gave up and draw. So they are just really experimental and not really realistic, or not totally realistic. But yeah, so I think that's the last one I have here. And yeah, just trial and error, and I just tried a lot of things with these self-portraits, and I had a lot of fun because I could just draw with really big motions, and all the other ones from my class hated it because they tried to make it really look like them, and I was like, yeah, that's not the important thing, I'm just gonna try. Maybe it looks like me, maybe it doesn't, but yeah. So then here's the last figure sketch from one of my classmates. This is the same, so the same friend as from the sketch before. And yeah, so now I think I have a few of the nude paintings. And so because we in year 4 and year 5 we had a few hours with a nude model, so we could draw her and see how anatomy works, and then sometimes she was standing, sometimes sitting, and sometimes lying on the floor. And yeah, we could experiment with what detail we wanted to draw, or if we just wanted to draw her head or her figure, and we could use different techniques. So this is one of the paintings I did, and of course her lower half is a bit too big because I felt like it was nearer to me, but yeah, so I had some problems with that. But I like this one because I like the contrast of the black and white body and the kind of colored hair. And then I did a detail of that one where I just drew her head and her hair, and used like I used acrylics for this one and tried to show her skin color. And then we have this one where she's lying on the floor, and yeah, it's just, I'm just experimenting with colors and shadow and light, and I had a lot of fun. Also with these ones, because we always had really big pages, so you could go really crazy with what you were drawing. So I had a lot of fun with these. And then this is a figure painting of one of my classmates, and I had a lot of fun with this one as well, because first of all, my teacher told me I was the best at drawing her this one time, and I was like, oh my god. And yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I just like painting with acrylics, I guess, and painting figures, because it's a difference when you're painting from a picture or a photo, and if you're painting from a person that's standing there. And with the nude model, she was really standing there for 45 minutes in the same position, and you could do a lot of different paintings or drawings at that time, and I really loved it, and I'm really sad that I can't do that anymore. But yeah, now the last two paintings I have to show you, and then that's it. So here, this is a good example for me using the whole space of the page, and yeah, I was just trying to show all the shadows and show what's happening with with less detailing than I usually do, because usually I start with a little detail and then I get totally lost. And it's also with my sketchbook, I realized it's a lot easier if you just do a really quick and rough sketch and know where everything is, and then if you want you can go to the detail. So yeah, I learned a lot of that with these paintings as well. And this is my last one, and I really like it because of how the white color represents the light on her body. And maybe it's not the favorite of any of you or of my teacher, but I really like this one, and I feel I did relatively well with it. And yeah, I guess that's all for today. And regarding my old paintings or old drawings, it's just these are the best ones, or the ones I like the best. I have a lot more in my drawer, but I don't feel like they're as good and as if any of you would be interested in them, but of course you can let me know. I hope you enjoyed this week's video, and bye!